Hello friends, this is Rani from Vedic Astrology by Rani, and I'm here to talk about predictions for the month of February 2021. Yes, I'm late by 4 days, and it's all because I can blame it on the Mercury being retrograde. It created a ruckus on my iPhone, on my iPad, on my laptop. I had to go buy a new phone in a hurry, and then every time I tried to record video, somebody kept calling me. So here I am late at night trying to put this video together again, and hopefully I'll make it through this time. So anyway, let's get to it before something else happens to my gadgets. Okay, now let's talk about the good news. First of all, around February 26 plus minus a couple of days, stock market will go quite high. Okay, and so because Jupiter and Rahu create a very powerful and positive environment whenever they have mutually aspecting conditions in Capricorn and Taurus. It also creates a big potential to win lottery, depending on your chart, of course. I cannot guarantee that, but you can try it, and it's a good chance you could win it. Now there's another indication that economy is also going to begin to pick the speed or the momentum to do better, and it will start expanding and beginning to create a positive environment for economies to grow. In addition, the coins and cryptocurrency will also gain momentum. How long it will stay up will have to depend on the next month's planetary conditions, which I will continue to study in March. I'm not sure if it's going to go up or down next month, so we'll see then. Now on February 27, there will be a full moon at 14 degrees of Leo in the nakshatra of Purva Falguni. Now it's a nakshatra of fun and relaxation, so that's a good news again. I'm not always giving bad news, okay? All right, so this full moon indicates that we are going to have some leaders who are going to gain momentum to show their power and strength, and this impact is almost global level from many countries like in USA and India simultaneously, perhaps more. They will have good intentions. They're going to put their foot down so that they can do, at least in their mind, to do something better for our economies and for our people. Now the problem though is there will be resistance from people. So folks, I respect your opinion. You may not like certain parties in USA or in India, but whoever your prime minister or your president is, let's give them a chance to solve and create good circumstances first. Now around February 11, there will be again new moon, and there will be 7 planets ganging up in the sign of Capricorn, which is Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, Pluto, Sun, Moon, and Venus. Wow! Now, when the Saturn is in Capricorn, it means governments and the responsibilities, discipline. It represents structure and hard work and change, which will be resisted by a lot of people. It's kind of sad in a way, but I understand people. There should be a check and balances in every society so that governments are on their toes all the time, and it's all going to take place approximately around the middle of the February. Now Capricorn is a cardinal sign, so Mars is also in an action oriented, again cardinal Aries, and it's aspecting all these planets, indicating that we are going to expect big changes are here to take place. And with again a lot of resistance, yes, it's not going to be easy game. We're going to have a lot of hyped up situations, frustrations from majority of people, since it also means that there is a lot of anger and frustration that needs to be addressed. Old status and circumstances need to be changed. Now remember, in USA we have a lot of people are all gung-ho about Trump, and others are convinced that Biden will do a good job. And we should respect everybody's opinion, and we should at the same time give chance them to work it out. Similarly, in India, I know Modi is there, and a lot of people swear that he will do a good job. He's doing a good job, and others think that Congress is better. So I understand. I'm not here to take sides. I'm just here to tell you that whoever your prime minister or president is, it is a good idea to give them a chance to solve the problems so that we can avoid violence and frustration. And because according to the plans I'm looking at, whenever people act on their anger and frustration and create violence and riots, they end up paying the price later. That is for sure, I can tell you. So be very, very careful when you get involved and go on the streets. If you have to do something, do peaceful demonstrations and not create violence on the street. It's going to harm you later. Okay, now around February 22nd through April 13, Mars will be in 20 degrees of Taurus. It's a very strong energy indicating big changes, and then it being with Rahu may cause some big events that shall try to eventually, all the frustration, all the negative things happening, they're going to unite us eventually. But in the meantime, the journey is tough. Especially around end of March and end of April, things could get really ugly and intense and out of control. And I am suspecting it could be a possibility of war within the countries or with each other other countries. So please all be very careful. Act on your feelings in a peaceful manner. Okay. And now it's a month of transition. Coronavirus is going to begin to diffuse out slowly and slowly by March 2020. March 2022, Corona will be fully under control. Okay. In the meantime, please wear masks, keep a distance, and sanitize your hands when you touch things outside. When you go buy groceries, you're touching things. Please, please, please sanitize your hands and sanitize your groceries. Okay. All right. Now, since September 2020, Rahu and Ketu had gone into the signs of Gemini and Sagittarius. It started the trouble at that time of Corona type of trouble, that is. So Rahu and Ketu stay in a sign for about 18 months. So those 18 months are often full of turmoil and tragedies and difficult situations like we are seeing now. Each time it could be something different. So, and because I say that, because this happens every 18 and a half years, these conditions create some kind of a tragedies or, bad stuff happen. Thankfully, it doesn't happen too often. I expect this process of healing is about to begin during this time whenever these planets move into the next sign of Taurus and Scorpio. It's a time to see some serious relief from Corona, which like I said earlier, it will be then by March 2022. I'm also thinking that we are going to start communicating better with the aliens, and many secrets start coming out in the open. And this Mercury planet, as government's secret will all coming out soon. Okay, if they're good, no problem. If they're bad, boy, they have a bad situation to handle. So these planetary conditions, when they happen, good things also come out of that. For example, whenever we had many years ago, under similar planetary conditions, we had smallpox, and then we had vaccination for that. But many other good scientific things came out too. I don't want to take up all the time to talk about that. The good thing about this coronavirus is that it's going to lead the medical community not only to get the vaccination for coronavirus, but much more than some other stuff is going to come out too. A lot of something up to healing. You will be amazed what things will start coming out in a good way from the medical community. We're going to start healing in terms of from medical science. Now, Jupiter and Saturn and Venus and Mercury are all in the nakshatra of Shravana, which is all about your ears, how you are listening things, what spin you are putting on whatever you are listening, and leading to learning actually, for which we need to be unbiased. So when you're listening things from Biden or from Trump in USA or from Modi or Congress in India, please be very, very unbiased so that we can contribute to these countries in a better place. Okay, because this nakshatra is all about how we listen things and how we interpret those things. Now, Mercury will be retrograde, like it has been retrograde for a little while, for most of this time. And like I said earlier, many times it means it's a time to really reflect, think, reassess important stuff of most of the time. And planets, especially all these planets in this nakshatra, will have a great impact, which may or may not be suitable to the current situations. Remember, we talked about the governments, all these planets, Capricorn and Saturn being in Capricorn. All those factors are going to be impacted because of Mercury being retrograde. And wherever this is happening in your chart, that area you can kind of interpret in that manner. And in my previous videos, I have talked about the expectation of violence on Inauguration Day, right? So for United States, when they were going to exchange the hands for the White House, because those people up in the White House took serious precautions, they were able to divert this energy by using the free will, by bringing in the extra security. They did not have to deal with the headaches. Similarly, astrology is a knowledge. It gives you knowledge that these storms are coming, and with our free will we can to great extent divert it or even diffuse it many times. So that's why I say these videos I make is to give you the knowledge. So please use this knowledge as a knowledge is power, and we can do better by not getting involved in angry situations. And we need to learn to be open-minded and listen to both sides of political arena, even if it's like a Trump versus Biden, all those things that I have said earlier. Okay, now, so expect a lot of reforms in many countries. I'm only focusing on India and the USA. So we remain positive minded, because I see some good stuff coming out if you cooperate with your governments. Now, Mercury being retrograde, we are expected to reassess then our stuff, plan and reorganize things on a bigger level in the government sector too, and up until it gets direct on February 27. That's when government will be able to bring their plan into actual action, most of them, not all but most. And you also, if you have to buy a large item, February 27, when it goes direct, after that you have the freedom. Otherwise you will be dealing with a lot of headaches. Okay, and many in addition, the businesses and economies and the corporate world, all of them are going to go through a lot of, they'll rehaul so they can expand. It's all about creating a better future for businesses and corporations and all those things, all those sectors. So around February 27, it will be picking up the speed in terms of taking actions at many levels, including businesses and governments, etc., and stock market even. Then there is a new moon of February 11 at 29 degrees of Capricorn, which means that some kind of closures is still needed, and some actions may still will be pending for action for government and in government sector otherwise. So this month basically for governments and for personal level is mostly like we need to start planning and be patient, so that when the planets are in a better condition at February 27 especially, we are ready to implement them. On February 20, Venus will enter Aquarius, which is a good thing because Aquarius is a sign of masses, and Venus being a female sign indicates it will be very good. Things will be happening for women and by women, and it will lot of improvements will happen, and especially I'm expecting a good change in terms of environmental improvements. We will be very much into how can we take care of our environments. Okay. Now February 21st, Mars enters Taurus and getting close to Rahu, creating very frustrating energies or situations, creating a war-like situation. It could be within the country or it could be with the other countries, for India and for even America. So we ought to be very careful, use our free will to, if we can avoid all these negative energies, and we can avoid a war or wars. On the same day of February 21st, Mercury goes direct, and Capricorn at 16 degree, which means which marks the start of a period where actions can be taken on individual levels, especially for the government, because as I said many times earlier, Capricorn sign represents government. It also represents businesses. So businesses will have a fresh breath of air to start moving forward, and the plans can start taking action. Um, so many other things will improve too, like transportation will improve, and we will be able to see if we can travel. That's going to pick up the momentum also. It's a lot of good things are going to get started. And I'm going to close by saying that February 25th, Mars will be in the aspect of Pluto, which is a planet of transformation, among many other things. So the conclusion is a lot of things are going to have transformation. That's the bottom line. Okay. Before I go, I want to remind you, please do not act on your anger. Anger cannot solve anything. Trust me, if by getting angry you can solve something, yes, by all means be angry, but you know that we all need to do meditation, yoga, do deep breathing exercises at night, and tell yourself, I'm not angry, I'm not angry, and I'm not angry. Trust me, when you go to sleep with that thought, with the grace of higher being, you will be very tranquil. It will benefit your health also. I will talk about that some other time. I do plan to do a live video, live streaming one day, and we can discuss that those matters at that time. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay well, stay calm. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.